consistently get stops and played solid basketball on the offensive end. We had good balance on the offensive end. Our shooting numbers were strong again tonight, so I'm happy about that. The only negative really was a little bit loose with the basketball. It's kind of uncharacteristic of our team. We're usually a very low turnover team. We had too many tonight, but outside of that, very happy with our performance.
You said earlier in the week that some players are going to have to make sacrifices as far as not being in the starting lineup. Miller, Utah, Neal tonight. How gratifying is it just to see those players really answer the call from the bench?
Yeah, I mean, Jemiah's one of our best players, and he's he had a great attitude about it, knowing that that's what like a winning player will do. If an Ace, when I did it with him, he had a really nasty streak about him going into Utah. So I'm not sure who it'll be on Saturday, but I'll have a couple of days to decide that. But it's that's just how we have to go about it, and both of those guys handled it very well.
Is there a message to that, to the group? Just some of our best players are still coming off the bench, and some are about us versus the individual?
Not sure how internally the guys would talk about that, but I think I was able to communicate to Jemiah that, like, possibly once you go in the game, you're most likely never coming out again in the half. So to play maybe with that type of freedom, to know that he could go out there and play basketball and not have to look over his shoulder about whether he was coming back out of the game or not. That's just kind of what I said to him, and it was going to be very similar with Adam.
How about the difference in rebounding? You got out-rebounded by them by 20, I think, up there, and it's the second game in a row you out-rebounded somebody.
We were not quick to the ball at their place. They were getting to the 50-50s. They were getting long rebounds. They hurt us on the glass for sure at their place, and we talked about that this week coming into the game. And I think it's, again, we're shooting great. We had 30 made field goals in tonight's game. So when what I was saying the last time, making shots like that, it gives you a better chance to hang in on the backboard.
You were able to shut down Georgia a little bit better this time around. What were the adjustments that you made?
Coach Kimbrough did a great job of just putting together a defensive game plan for him. We wanted to kind of string out a lot of his zoom actions, dribble handoffs, and whenever he was a ball screen, either hedge him or in some cases switch. Wanted to make him try and finish at the basket and not size us up for jump shots off the dribble.
Coach, what were the points of emphasis at halftime after COVID? Let's get back through to tie it. You guys came back kind of looked a little bit different. What did you talk about at halftime?
We just talked about stepping up our level of play. We started out, I think, 15-6, and then we stopped guarding at the level that we needed to, through some of the stretches of the first half. So just getting back to defending, and I thought we responded well the first several minutes of the second half.
Coach, when you have Frankie, Jemiah, Adam, Jose all scoring 14 points in a game, how do you feel that raises your ceiling?
It just, if we're able to score as many points as we did tonight, I think that puts us in a comfortable range to have a really good chance to win. And so if we can score like we did at Utah and tonight, then I think the way we're able to get stops and effort we give on the defensive end, that we would have a chance to win.
Jemiah feels like he's heating up a little bit over the last few games. What have you seen from his game to kind of improve?
He's very good on defense. I mean, he had the steal late that he got a deflection right in front of our bench, and he was the only guy pressing at that point, and immediately dove on the floor and got it and went and finished. Those are the type of effort plays that we need. And he's on the offensive end. He seems to be in a very good rhythm. He's getting drives to the basket where he could finish, and then he's also shooting the three better lately.
How do you ensure that this kind of performance now translates to the road in a hostile environment in the SEC?
I mean, there's no guarantees. You gotta feel good about how you're playing right now. But this is an enormous challenge in front of us on Saturday against a team that rarely loses on their home floor, and is a number one seed right now in the NCAA tournament. So it's we have our work cut out for us on Saturday. That's for sure.
How important was it to string together a couple of wins going into that game, just from a confidence standpoint?
I mean, it helps. I mean, I was very nervous about tonight's game because, there's a tendency to overlook your opponent, even though, they beat us pretty soundly on their home court. It's just, this is the Arizona game week, and guys are thinking maybe past this game. So I'm happy that, we were able to deliver, a good performance in the second half. We got to play better in both halves. When you're playing teams like Arizona, though, you can't afford to. We'd have to cut our turnovers probably in half. From 15 to like single digits. To, we can't allow a team like that to get live ball turnovers and get out in the open court with that crowd and their talent. At the offensive end of the floor.
That aspect of turnovers, there was a little sequence in that really first half where you kind of got a little bit ahead of yourselves with some of those transition plays. Were there any conversations about that as far as like slowing that up in those moments and not getting too ahead?
Just we're better. We usually generally take care of the ball. We have to do a better job of valuing the ball, and at halftime we discussed that because we usually are the team that creates the turnovers. And in the first half, Adam stole the ball late in the half, and that was our only forced turnover. They had one turnover at halftime. We had 9, so we have to do a better job with that.
With the back-to-back wins, with averaging 82 points per game, what do you like about the group's offensive process right now?
That we're getting good balance, and it's not just one guy. It's been multiple guys in both games. It's been Jose, it's been Jemiah, Adam, Frankie, and then we get a couple of these other guys going. Sean and Brian and Zoe. I think Kamari. We got enough firepower if we're playing to the level that we're capable.
Obviously you mentioned Jemiah coming off the bench tonight, Adam the other night, but with who you're able to play now and guys getting healthier, how much do you feel, especially tonight in the second half, but just in general, how that helps you on the defensive end?
It does. It takes some pressure off the guards, and when you have Sean in there, Sean had a really good stretch in the second half where he got a bunch of rebounds, and he's a presence around the basket. We had a couple of lobs to him, so he's just gives us a different look that we don't have if he's not out on the floor.
Couple more.
You mentioned that making shots has really helped your rebounding numbers, but how much of a difference have the lineup changes had for the rebounding in that sense?
I'm sure it certainly helps. It puts bigger bodies on the floor. Physically, we match up a little more traditional to our opponent, and we have good rebounders at the guard positions, and so now with Sean and Bryant, their ability to rebound helps in that regard.
Coach, how great Jemiah was coming off the bench, is that something you think will remain?
No, Jemiah's gonna start on Saturday for sure, and I'll decide in the next 48 hours who's next man up for coming off the bench.
Coach, you're talking about Jemiah's effort. Do you think effort is something you can coach, or is it really just guy to guy?
I mean, you could try and instill the proper habits and encourage your players to do it, but a lot of it is based on your makeup and your will and your determination to do it. Jemiah's got great physical tools, very athletic. Frankie is in the same mold, very instinctive, very gifted athletically. So at those two positions, those guys, and then Adam plays with just like a real toughness, like how he guards and his intentions. So it's nice when you have a perimeter like that, where they want to get after it defensively.